right, all right. Welcome to Poke the Bear. Definitely excited for today's show. Obviously, we have a special guest with us today. My name is Victor. I'm your host for today. So this show is live and uncut. It's called Poke the Bear Live and Uncut. I shoot straight from the hip, and we just react to current boxing news and updates. If you do enjoy the content, please do make sure that you like and subscribe. We want to continue to bring this content to you. And by the way, as you know, we do feature music at the end of each show. So if you or someone you know has music that you want featured, feel free to email us at the link in the description. But today, like I said, we do have a special guest with us, middleweight contender Dennis, Mama's boy Douglin is in the house. Yo,
What's
Dennis,
going
thanks.
on?
Thank you,
What's
man.
going on,
Thanks,
bro?
thanks so much for joining us. I really do. I really do appreciate that. I know you took time out of your day.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me on, man. I like stuff like this. This is dope.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yo, I see you. You already in the gym. What do you have going on?
Well, I'm getting ready for a fight August 28th. I'm fighting on my first. Me and my mom started our own promotion, Hills in the Ring promotion. So
Yeah,
this is our first card we're throwing. I'm gonna be the main event for that. So that's August 28th. So I'm training for that. And then you asked me earlier what gym I train in.
yeah.
I said, I train in my own gym. I own a gym in Henderson, in Las Vegas. 3D
Word.
boxing and fitness. We're the latest gym in Vegas, bro. Like I'm happy to say that. Like humble flex. We have
Yeah.
all 5 stars on Yelp. Like we're dope. So like it's just been. I'm living my dream, bro. Life's good.
Yo, wow, that's dope, man. That's definitely dope. That's dope. So like I did have questions about that because you know launch first of all, congrats on your main event, bro. That's a that's
Thank you.
that's
Thank
that's
you.
definitely a big deal. And again, thanks for coming on to the show. Yo, you have been in the ring with everybody at middleweight. You know, like you fought the best, you sparred the best, and I'm definitely going to talk about that. But I do want to ask you, like, what made you embrace the Mama's Boy theme in terms of like promotion and like your brand and stuff like that?
To be honest with you, it became more a brand and a promotion thing later on as it became pro and everything. It actually the name came organically, bro. Like she was just always around, always in the gym,
Yeah.
always yelling when I'm sparring. So everybody like they go that boy with his mom, they go that boy his crazy mother. Then they started calling me Mama's boy.
Yeah.
So like it was like a joke at first. Like everywhere I go, they be like Mama's boy, Mama's boy. Everybody was making fun of me. One year I won state, so I was going to regionals and I got some shorts from Everlast and
Yeah.
got them embroidered with Mama's boy on it. So like just own the joke. Like I was like,
Yeah.
you feel me? Like so it was a joke. I went to the fight, and in one of the fights, I was having a tough fight, and the crowd started chanting "Mama's Boy," and it was like I'm 10 years old or 12 years old at the time.
Wow.
I have a crowd chanting "Mama's Boy." It was like a crazy feeling.
Yeah.
So I won the fight, and then that was it. So like the name was just given to me, bro. Like I was actually talking to my girl about this. My
Yeah.
boxing name before this was like Lefty or like Animal. It was whack, something whack. Mama and Mama's Boy was just given to me.
Yeah, I mean, like I thought I thought it was dope because you know I had been following you for a while, and I'm like, yo, that's genius. I thought about it like in terms of like branding. I was like, you leaned into it, so like what you know might have been like looked at as a joke before you leaned into it, and then like imagine like you in the ring and yo you got beat by Mama's boy, and like you know like. I thought that was I thought it was genius and it's great for marketing too. So you guys started your own promotional company too?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, it was in the ring promotion.
Mm.
It's her. It's ours, but it's hers. You know what I'm saying like so. I'm helping her. Like I'm running everything, putting the fights together. But it's so dope to see like the doors my mom is breaking down, man. Being like this woman from Brooklyn that has no boxing
Of
background,
course.
training me to where I am. Opening a. This is our second gym. We owned the gym in Jersey.
Yeah.
We sold that one. We moved to Vegas. Opened up a gym in Vegas. You know what I'm saying like we're gonna franchise this one. Like I'm saying
Yeah,
like
of course.
it's dope, man. Like what's happening in my life, and it's all God. And then like He blessed me with amazing parents, man. So my parents are both amazing. Like I shout out to my dad. He gets no. Everybody don't talk about. So people think like, oh, it's just me and my mom.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
pops the realest. My pops is ill. So shout out to both my parents.
Nah, that's dope, man. And what I like seeing too, and I you know, you guys have a way better like vision and perspective than I do, but like I love seeing um fighters be able to take, boxing and become so much more, just being able to expand, like create your brand. You have a gym. Yo, I didn't know your family was from Brooklyn.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. That's what's up. What part?
Well, my father's from Barbados. My
Yeah.
mom is from Brownsville.
Yo, you're mad Brooklyn for that. Your
You
pops being
feel
from
me?
your pops being from Barbados is mad Brooklyn, and your mom's being from Brownsville is mad Brooklyn. Yeah.
I have the most New York Brooklyn family there is, bro. Like
Yes.
Barbados and Brownsville.
Yeah, exactly. People from New York understand. They know what you're talking about. Yeah, nah. So I was born in Brownsville and I live in Jersey now, so that's why I was.
Oh, wait, what part of Jersey?
I'm in Edison right now. In Edison.
Oh, bro, you know what's funny?
What?
I ain't gonna talk about that, but I lived in Marlboro, New Jersey for 10
Word.
years.
Wow.
So I was writing, so I used to train in Newark.
Yeah.
I actually got a court date via Zoom with Edison Court. That's super funny.
Oh.
So if you know anybody, let them know Mama's boy cool. Throw it out.
Yo, if I got these strings, I'll see what I can pull. But yeah, man. So you made like business moves. So like opening your own gym. A lot of people wouldn't be able to handle that because it's really you got your boxing career that takes 100% focus and all of that, but you also have a business that you're running too. So what's that transition been like?
It's been amazing, bro. I'm one of those. I'm a boxer that loves every aspect of this sport, like of this craft.
Word.
So I want to be before it's all said and done, bro. I want to be a boxer, trainer, promoter, manager, commentator, referee. Like I want to be in every aspect
ref
of boxing. Like, I'm gonna be a ref. Like so that's my plan. So this was just part 2 of thing. I want to be the gym owner, and like I said, we owned the gym in Jersey, but I was 17 when she opened it. And I was just too young. You know what I'm saying, like I didn't take it enough. I didn't take it serious. So this is like my second chance.
Yeah.
So this for me is as important as boxing. Like I don't put my boxing career over this. I'm saying like I feel like this is which some people are like, oh, you can't do both if boxing isn't your number one priority.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make it. But I disagree with that. I mean, and we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm having a time of my life with my career as far as being a boxer and the doors that's open, being around the legends I've been around. I'm saying like sitting in the rooms I've been in. I'm saying like it's been amazing, bro. And then as far as the gym is dope. I'm always like, as you can tell, talking to me, I'm a people person. You know what I'm saying? So like I do well in the gym. Let me show you a little bit of the gym. Hold up.
Yo, give us that tour.
Yeah. Boom. Like we legit in here. You feel me? Like so.
Nah, you got a facility.
Yes, sir. Look, right here. The most important thing to try to inspire, you feel me?
Yo,
so we got
Mamba.
That. Yes, sir.
That's what's up, bro.
It's all me and Mom Dukes. One of my members right here working. So yeah, bro, it's let me show you the view though. The view is what gets
all right.
You feel me? Like
yo, if I come out there, that's one of the first places I'm coming.
You have to, bro. Like
that's
what I'm
crazy.
trying to yeah, bro. I'm trying to really make my gym a check-in, bro. Like if you're a boxer, man, I want the same way people that are boxing fans go to Mayweather's gym just to be around the energy. Feeling like I'm trying to create that kind of atmosphere. Obviously, it won't compare to a Mayweather because he's Mayweather. But you feel me? Like I'm trying to bring a whole different mindset when it comes to boxing. Like I'm trying to make you understand boxing is for everybody. Yeah. It's not on some you can't play boxing.
Absolutely.
You feel me? Like, yeah, maybe you can't play boxing at the level that Floyd is at, the level that, you know what I'm saying? Like, these top fighters, you can't play boxing fighting Terrence Crawford. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But if you work a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? You want to come to the gym and hit the bag and spar a little bit, you can play boxing. So, like, that's the energy I'm trying to give out. And people are really receptive to it because there's a lot of boxing kind of like closed its door to the everyday person. You feel me?
Yeah. Those are great points, man. I was just talking to my pops last night about that, man, where, he was just expressing to me, man, from, his perspective, like, yo, everyone knows, once you've gotten in it, like, there's no workout, there's nothing like boxing, and more people need to be exposed to it. So, yeah, man, I'm loving what you're doing.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, what's the name of the gym again in Vegas?
3D boxing and fitness.
3D boxing and fitness. Word.
Wow, we
There
right
we
there.
go.
Free plug. Free
Got you.
plug. You feel me?
Got you. Got you. That's dope, man.
Thank you, bro.
Yo, like I said before, yo, you've been in the ring with everybody. You've been in the ring with all the top names. You fought and spar all the top names. Couple questions. What would you say are some of your proudest moments in the ring?
Proudest moment in the ring.
You could give a
That's
few if you want.
That's an interesting question. Proudest moment. To be honest with you, just winning my pro debut. That's my proudest moment because like for me, bro, like people don't really get it, man. Where I come from, where how it was for me growing up, where I am right now, it really this is like a dream come true, bro. You feel me? Like so at that point in my life, turning pro, standing next to my mom, like you know, like in front of thousands of people screaming my name, bro. Like that was the best moment of my life. You know, like even after fights after that might have not gone my way and life went crazy for a little bit, but that moment right there will always be like I had a whole crowd screaming in New York, screaming mama's way, standing right next to my mom. You know, like that was the best moment of my life as far as boxing goes.
What was that transition like for you going, you know, pro? Did you have like an amateur career like that?
Oh yeah, man. Amateur wise, I was lit. I was number 1 in New Jersey, number 3 in the country when I turned pro. I won the National Golden Gloves, the PALs, ringside tournament, Junior Olympics, Silver Gloves, New York State Golden Gloves. So I did my thing in the amateurs. So it was cool. Again, like I said, all that with mama's boy tatted on my shirt.
Yeah.
My mom, my corner.
That's what's up. So tell me about that transition going from amateur to like having your pro debut. Like, were you nervous beforehand or?
Yo, you know what's crazy? So when I won the Golden Gloves in New York at 16, there was a white man outside. He was like, man, you're gonna be a champion, bro. I'll see you in the future. I was like, okay, sounds good. Whatever. I forgot about it. Yeah. Fast forward, 8 years later, this white man approached me to be my manager. He's like, I'm a boxing man. I had no idea. And he made the transition super easy. Like I don't even know what happened. Like just sign this. How you turn a pro? Like that's pretty much what happened. So when people ask me all the time, like, how did you go pro? I don't know. Like they just gave me all the paperwork. I signed it. I mean, you gotta go get your fingerprints, whatever, registered. So you feel me? Like, and then I went pro. I fought in New York, Roseland Ballroom. Sold it out. My ticket sales were amazing. People were super receptive. So you understand, like growing up, my mom grew up in Albany Projects. You feel me? Like so, she had the whole project full up. I grew up in Brownsville, so all of Brownsville came through. Like it was a dope feeling, man. Like it was a lit feeling.
That's dope, man. And you know, obviously, tons of great fighters coming out of Brownsville, man. You know, so that's dope to hear, man. That you still receive that support too.
And it's another thing too. Like it's like we have a big camaraderie, bro. Like Danny Jacobs is my man. You feel me? Like all the Brooklyn fighters, we just see each other and just vibe. You feel me? Like it's cool.
We
spread love. You already know.
Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
It's a fact.
Yo, I love hearing about the business moves you're making, and like that's something that is really important to me too. And you know, boxing, obviously a sport, there's no guarantee that anybody's gonna have a long career. So like seeing you, you know, take your money and do these entrepreneurial things with it is also a great thing to see too.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. Now another question about just you know over your career, who would you say were your two toughest opponents, and what was it that made them tough for you?
Benavidez and Charlo. Okay. Benavidez and Charlo were the two toughest. I'll put Benavidez over Charlo, not because of skill or anything like that, just because Benavidez' energy, that was the first time like I was overwhelmed by somebody's energy. Like the first time say it again?
No, I said that's interesting. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like in the face off, bro. Like I've never had somebody because you can see my energy. I'm very lackadaisy. I'm smiling. Yeah. Let's go have fun. So I got to the face off. People be grilling me and it's funny to me. You know, like I'm always laughing. But his energy was so strong. Like he was grilling me so hard.
Yeah.
it made me stop laughing and get serious. And like when it was over, I was like, oh shit, I just lost. You feel me? In my head, like, I just lost that face off because he made me change how I am. So that was the first thing that made me realize. That made me take him serious. Like this kid is something about his energy. Then when we get in the ring, is again like his energy, like you feel like you're in his ring.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and people don't count. People when you're watching boxing from TV or outside, all you look at is this, what you can see, which is skills and stuff like that, and technique and all that.
Yeah.
But it's the intangibles that David has that makes him so dangerous. He's so big and like he takes punches very well. So when you watch my fight with him, I'm hitting him with some shit. You remember, like he took my punches very well and kept coming forward. And it's like you feel like you can't hurt somebody, and they're so big. And all of his punches weren't that serious either. It just wears you down mentally and physically. So I would say he was definitely one of the hardest fights because mentally, he wore me down mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like you even stay in a fight in the corner, I say to my mom, like, I was like, I'm tired. I said that people laughed at that because, like, the reason I said that in the fight is because that never happens. You know, like, I've never felt like that mentally. Like, I'm like, whoa, like, this kid got me tired. Like, so I think David was definitely my toughest fight. But I want that back, David. I want that back.
Yeah. But yo, thank you, man. That's a dope perspective, man. Definitely a dope perspective. Yo, I think like to the outside world and maybe to up and coming fighters too, there's a lot of confusion when there's a lot of confusion when it comes to navigating a career with like promoters and networks. I kind of wanted your perspective, like how mentally challenging is that? Like, was it mentally challenging for you, like navigating like promoters and fighting on different networks and things like that? Was that like confusing, or was there a mental challenge to that?
100%. And it's going to continue to be for all fighters. So I hope boxers are watching this. I can let you guys know. Look out for yourself, bro, because these managers and promoters really care about themselves and their pockets. So it's mentally draining because you have to really read your contract, really know what you're signing, act for the right things, and say no to the wrong thing. But boxers get so caught up into who they're signing with and who else is signed to that person. Like if you're signing with a Matchroom or Mayweather, you'll take some bullshit because you're just so happy to be aligned with that people. But you gotta really watch your signing, man. So now I was a product of signing the wrong things and having my career get derailed by management and stuff like that. So, but it's I hold no harbor no ill will. It's part of the sport. You feel me? Like I know for a fact there's fights that I should have made way more money. Saying, but for the most part, I've done. My career, I've been blessed financially. Fans really support me, so I'm good. I have no complaints. But definitely stay mindful of that. That's definitely mentally draining.
Word. Thank you. So a couple things that I want your opinion on or thoughts on, just some random topics. So we got Jermell Charlo, who you faced. He's fighting this weekend. He's fighting Brian Castano. How do you see that fight going?
To be honest with you, I didn't remember the Castano Lara fight, but everybody's saying he beat Lara, and this is a really good fight. I don't know him well enough to say how he's gonna do. I know Charlo though. I know Charlo's coming to fight, and I feel like because the other Charlo didn't do as well as he typically does, that put a lot of pressure on this Charlo, and they respond well under pressure. You feel me? Like from what I've seen, they respond. So I feel like that might have helped him step it up even more. So I think we're gonna get a good Charlo.
Word. Yeah, let me word up to your IG here.
That's dope. I appreciate the plug.
Yeah.
Brad, shout about it. When you done with that?
Make sure you guys follow Dennis's page. At Mama's Boy _Dennis.
Hey yo, too, and you know what? If you get a chance to give me crop that part where I was talking about David, I want to post that. I'm going to shout this out and all that.
Oh yeah.
So if you can, send me like the minute of me shouting David out, even though I want to fight this big ass.
I got you.
Like,
definitely got you, bro. The mitt work here with your moms is dope.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Absolutely cool.
She's a goat, bro. Like I'm really like y'all don't understand how I feel, bro. Like I'm the son of a legend, man. She a legend.
Yeah.
Like the reason I haven't been as successful as I could, which I am successful, but I haven't been as successful as I should have been, and I'm not a world champion, is 100% because of me. And it's crazy that people blame her because she's a woman. They're like, oh, you need a different trainer because your mom. She's on point, bro. Like, people don't know this, but I was alcoholic. I was outside in the streets, womanizing. I was bugging. You feel me? Like, so when you're doing all that and then taking fights short notice, drinking, partying, that's why my record is who it is. It has nothing to do with my mom, who is amazing.
Wow.
But people don't know that yet, but I'm about to show them.
That's what's up. That's what's up, bro. And yo, I think that self-awareness is dope too, bro. Like a lot of people, live in denial and blame others, and it's impossible, especially in boxing, for them to be able to, ascend to the next level because they not honest. So I definitely think that's dope. We got so who's this? This is Brian Castano. So he's 17-0-1. So he hasn't had too many fights. He has Charlo coming up next. And I saw a couple highlights of his. This was I'm trying not to get flagged by, by nobody. I was going through a few highlights, but he looks decent. I don't know that I see, and he seems a bit stocky, but I don't know that I see anything that is going to be able to hold Charlo off too much though.
And this is unification title about, right?
Yeah. Hold on one sec. I gotta clear my screen here real quick. Hold on. Yeah, hold on one sec, bro.
Okay.
All right, we back. Yeah, I had to reset my camera, bro. But yeah, so a couple other things that I want your opinion on. So just random boxing topics. So let me pull it up here. Yo, we have Ryan Garcia has been calling out Tank a lot, man. Do you think he's ready for that fight?
Nope. I really don't. I really don't. And like, look, respectfully, and I like Ryan Garcia as a fighter. I think he's great.
Yeah.
Respectfully, I don't think you can have a fight scheduled, pull out your fight for personal reasons,
Right.
and then come back talking spicy, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're going like. We all gave you a pass because you was going through what you was going through.
Everybody.
Now you think you can't just come back here and talk as like what are you doing, man? So I don't like that. But I do like Ryan Garcia as a fighter though. I think he's good. But I thought that was corny.
Yeah, man. I thought it was corny too. I was like, yo, everybody was cool with you taking time for mental health reasons. Nobody was shaming you for that. But you can't pull out for mental health reasons of your own fight, of your own. This was going to be your toughest fight, like, and you're going to pull out of that and then talk smack to the dudes that's out there doing it. I thought that was really distasteful, and he's going to have to earn some respect, man. From the boxing community, I think. Pacquiao and Spence. So they just had their press conference 2 days ago. Did you get a chance to watch it yet?
I didn't watch it now, but man, this fight is so lit, bro. Like this fight is like such a good thing. This is one of the good things about it because it's a fight that neither one of them need. So like they just put a fight together because,
right.
Like I agree saying Pacquiao need the money, whatever. In my opinion, I don't know him in pockets, and I think it's funny for people to talk about his pockets. But I will say that if Pacquiao fights anybody, he's gonna get it back. He didn't have to fight Errol Spence. So
absolutely.
I don't feel like it's about him needing money. You feel me? Like because people would have paid to watch Pacquiao versus whoever.
Exactly.
He's earned that. So I feel like this is just two legends. You feel me? Because Errol doesn't need this fight either.
Correct.
So you feel me? So like I feel like we watching two people that really want to be the best. You feel me? Like, but I think it's gonna be a passing in the guard. I think Errol's gonna win this in a tough fight. Tough fight. But I got Errol.
How do you see Errol winning?
Decision, bro. I don't see nobody getting rid of Pacquiao, bro. I think it's gonna be a tough fight. It's gonna be a chess match, and I just feel like Errol's a better chess player. You know, like it's not gonna be the kind of fight that Pacquiao really excels in. It's gonna be more of a chess match. But Errol's come playing just with the power though. So I just feel like Errol's gonna edge it, but it's gonna be a good fight in my opinion.
Yeah, man. I think definitely has the potential to be fight of the year. I think Errol has shown a crazy ability to adjust in the ring. Like we've seen him do that. Like we've seen plenty of fights where he was either like even or down on the scorecards and be able to, adjust and come back in the second half of the fight, man. I think this is gonna be a legendary fight we have on our hands, man.
I think so, and I will say this, man. I picked Keith Thurman to be back, and I was wrong. You feel me? So you can't bet against that, bro. Like I'm just excited for this fight.
Yeah, man. I mean, when that first round, obviously it was a flash knockdown in the first round, but oh my goodness, like I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I wonder if what's going to make a difference in the fight with Pacquiao and Spence is if Manny's legs, if his legs can stay sharp for all 12 rounds. I think that'll actually be the determining factor because I'm like, man, it's tough. But I also have Errol winning that fight. I actually, I don't know if Errol stops him. If it does, it would be late in the fight. But we got something special on our hands. Yo, what are your final question for you? What are your thoughts on Tyson Fury versus COVID? Just like that situation, him pulling out.
So honestly, with stuff like COVID, you can't like, I can't call you a lie. You feel me? Like, that's one of those excuses. You just gotta wear it. You feel me? Like, it's kind of like somebody saying their kid is sick. Like, you can't call somebody a liar if they late because they say my baby's sick.
Right.
So it's kind of like he used that excuse. You feel me? Like, so it is what it is. I mean, based on the videos, he looked good in camp, so I don't see why he would lie. It looked like he looked good. So maybe somebody in camp. I'm assuming somebody really did have COVID.
Yo,
like,
so you saw a video of him in sparring?
Yeah, I haven't seen him sparring, but I saw him in training camp because one of the trainers he's working with is a guy out here, and he's a lit trainer. Word. So I've been seeing him post different things. I know a couple people that's in camp with him. So from what I've been hearing, he's been looking good in camp. I'm saying so. I don't see why he would do that. He probably really was cool.
Word.
There's also a lot. There's a lot of money on the table.
Absolutely.
We were like, so why push that back?
Yeah, man, I thought it was crazy because I'm like, dang, man, I know Wilder was in the zone, and for him to have to reset and then wait another 2-3 months, when the fight was,
it could be that, bro. It could be that. Like, it could be a mental. It's mental. It could be all mental. There's a lot of different things it could be, but I'm just gonna go with his code. But yeah, that's something I thought about too. Wilder is super locked in.
Yeah.
Dynamic and I try to get back in, and we already know, like, realistically, the big money is like this is what it comes down to in this boxing shit.
Break it down.
The big money comes in Tyson Fury winning because they want to set up Tyson Fury and AJ over there, and that's huge money in the UK. Probably the biggest fight they've ever had in the UK. It's gonna break the bank.
Yeah.
That fight loses some of its steam if Wilder wins this fight.
This is
so
true. Yeah.
They want Fury to, like, the world. The people with the big bread, their pro trainers, they want Wilder to lose. You know, like, so.
Of course.
Wilder's in a very tough position because then when you know that everything, you feel like everything is a conspiracy. Oh, he got COVID. You'll think like, oh, they play him. Because Wilder understands his position too. He's there. He could potentially mess up a lot of money for these people. But he don't care. It's about his legacy, which I respect. Fuck your money. I want my legacy.
Exactly.
So, but he has a lot of stuff against him because everybody over there in boxing, around boxing with money, they all know how much money comes in to Tyson Fury fighting AJ.
Of course.
So,
of course,
Wilder he's battling a lot mentally. People don't think about stuff like that. Like, I hate how media is trying to make it seem like Wilder, like, it's super corny to me, bro. Like, how everybody's talking about Wilder, how he responded to the laws. And I'm like, yo, put yourself in Wilder's position. Imagine you the man. Everybody you've been in the ring with, you put them down. You got rid of them. Then all of a sudden you get shot.
Right.
And you get a defeat. And your body really did feel a little off. You don't know why you felt off. Was it the soup? Was it the water? Was it, you feel like you don't know because you've never felt like that. So he's responding the way any other human would have responded. And they're like, oh, you being weird. Oh, you're so like, shut up. So, like, people don't understand the mental it takes, what it takes, man. This can break. Losing a fight can break people. This is why people get one loss and leave. Or two losses and become opponents, because the mental, people like, oh, he got hurt in a fight. Oh, he never been the same. It's not because you got hurt in a fight, bro. It's mentally, like, when you take that first loss, mentally, you see who different people change. The people that surround you, they treat you different. All that mental aspect, that's what causes fighters to keep losing.
Crazy.
Not the fact that, oh, they were exposed.
Yeah.
Shut up. You know what? They wasn't exposed as boxing, bro. You have good days, bad days. But that mental aspect fucked somebody up. So I feel like Tyson, like, just think about this, bro. Freaking Ronda Rousey lost and became a WWE star.
Just like that.
You feel me? She put real fighting down.
Right.
You feel me? Like, this shit is definitely, you gotta be mentally tough to bounce back. And Wilder's showing that, but he has a lot against him.
He
so
definitely
shout out to
does.
Wilder, man.
Yeah, man. He definitely does. So tell me, in Fury Wilder 3, who you got?
I got Wilder, bro. Like,
let's go.
I got Wilder. Because, man, he's fighting with something else, man. He's fighting with something else. You know, like, but I know the world is against him, so he's in a tough position. But I'm Team Wilder, bro.
Yeah. Word. Yo, Dennis, I really appreciate you coming on to the show, man. This means everything. So I really appreciate it. Definitely great conversation. And yeah, man, look forward to talking in the future.
All right, man, bro. Let me know. Hit me up. Stay in touch. Thank you for all the love and support, bro.
Yeah.
Send me that glow clip so I can shout my mans out.
Oh, yo, I got you with all the content. Just give me some time. I'll send it to you. All right. Later, man.
Have a good day.
Yo, Denis, Mama's boy, Douglin. Make sure you guys follow him. He's dope. Let me come out of this. Make sure that you guys follow his Instagram again, Mama's boy _Denis. And yeah, man, I definitely thought that was dope. Him being able to come on to the show. He's very active. Is puts out a lot of content, which is always great. Keep you relevant in the sport. This is great stuff. So he stays in the gym. This was he and his mom with Floyd Mayweather, money team over there at the Mayweather gym. They got their own gym and promotional company now. So I think this is definitely dope. Definitely hoping to have him on the show more going forward. But yeah, we got just some other news to react to. Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence just had their press conference, and I thought it was great. Great production by Fox, great professionalism by everyone involved. So in the beginning, you had Sean Porter and Keith Thurman giving their breakdowns from the fight. Obviously, Keith Thurman had, having fought Manny Pacquiao, that going to a 12-round decision. Sean Porter fighting Errol Spence, that going to a 12-round decision. So the two of them have very unique perspectives because Sean, was in the ring with Errol. Keith was in the ring with Manny, and they were both really good fights. And it was a phenomenal production by Fox Sports. And even though Fury Wilder 3 got pushed back to the fall, there's a silver lining to it in the sense that Pacquiao Spence now is able to take over the summer and take over all the attention in terms of upcoming fights for this summer, because that is a mega fight. You have the legend versus the young lion who is just walking through everybody, and we don't know what we're gonna get. That's what makes boxing. That's what makes this fight so attractive. That's why hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people are going to buy this on pay-per-view. That's why tens of thousands of people are going to show up in person to watch this fight go down in Vegas, is because of who they are. Because Manny always comes to fight, Errol always comes to fight. And it's funny, they were both, they're soft-spoken people anyway. And in the press conference, it was no different. I'm just going to show a few clips. Again, let me set myself up so I don't get flagged by this joint. But here we go. Here we go. So you got Keith and Sean giving their breakdowns of how they see the fight going. You got the Senator Pacquiao. The classy, always classy Jimmy Lennon Jr. giving his announcement to the presser. Him bringing Errol Spence out. I'm not gonna play the sound because, again, I don't want to get flagged. I might get flagged just for putting this up. Look at this dude, man. If you don't love watching Errol Spence fight, I mean, man, you don't even got to be that much of a boxing fan to love watching this dude fight. Whew. I remember that left hook. I tell you what, one thing that I am a little concerned about is, I know it's in the past and he looked good in his fight against Danny Garcia, but I don't know how many more fights Errol needs to have after that car accident. Just being realistic, man. He got ejected from the vehicle. he got ejected from the vehicle, and he got some of his teeth knocked out that had to be replaced, and the car flipped. It was a sports car. I can't remember if it was a Ferrari, but he was going, I think, over 100 miles an hour, and gets ejected from the vehicle and looks really, bad in the hospital. Let me pull that up for you guys. But like, the dude this is what he was recovering from. Like, man, just look at the vehicle. Look at this, man. This is what the car was after Errol Spence's accident, and that was his face and whatnot. He looks light years better now than he did during that, when they took those photos and stuff. But I'm still a little, wary and concerned because I don't want just out of concern for him. I love Earl Spence as a fighter, and I think he's a real stand-up guy. I think more people should be like him, but I'm just concerned for his health, and obviously his voice and the way he speaks changed ever since that accident, but sometimes it sounds like he like the slur is starting to come in his speech, and if you're a boxing fan you know what that means, and so I'm just concerned for him. So I'm hoping that he continues to work on his defense. He has a good defense. I want to see him take it to a great defense because I just don't want to see him get hurt, especially after what he had going on. But he came out in the suit. Both fighters came out, with the full swagged out with their suits. And this dude they both look in shape right now, man. They both look like they're taking this fight very seriously, which is what you love to see because you want to know that the two fighters are professionals. So they both look in shape, and they're not doing any smack talk to each other. They have not talked trash to each other at all. And so it makes you more excited for the fight because it's like they do their talking with their hands. They don't need to go crazy to sell the fight. It's going to sell itself. Look at this, man. Look at this grown man, Pacquiao. This dude, him catching Floyd with the left. This Brandon Rios. This is him fighting Thurman and Broner. The blazing fast hands. We're going to see how Errol responds to the flurries because we know Pacquiao tends to throw 6 to 12 punches at a time. And who really has the kind of defense that can stand up to that, So we're going to look at this dude. 42 years old. Look at that physique. This dude is still a monster. Nothing to be played with. Coming out calm. That's the worst kind of opponent when somebody is just calm. Like, it's like, oh man, this dude has been here plenty of times before. And they just came out full suit, which goes to show you, I'm going to be a professional. When it's time to fight, we're going to fight. But this is a phenomenal press conference. Y'all remember Pacquiao he said that the host, I think that's Heidi Androl, the host asked, is there anything that Floyd can teach Errol? And Manny was like, nah, but Errol could teach Floyd how to fight toe to toe. And I was like, yo, this dude is still throwing shots, man. So I thought that was really funny. But press conference definitely got me hyped for the fight. And yeah, these two monsters are gonna go at it, man. Beautiful right hook. I'm curious to see how Pacquiao is going to deal, obviously, with Errol's body shots. I'm curious how Errol is going to deal with Manny's body shots because Manny throws pretty good body shots. He hurt Lucas Matisse and he hurt Keith Thurman with body shots. So I don't want to play around and act like Manny, can't throw shots to the body. He absolutely can. I'm curious to see how Errol is going to react to Manny's lightning left hand, and I'm very curious to see how Manny is going to react to, how Errol is going to react to Manny's footwork in terms of Manny's ability to just get in and out. His ability, like he's always on his toes. He's always bouncing in and out of position. But we've seen him do it really effectively against right-handed fighters. Against orthodox right-handed fighters. And Manny being, southpaw, which if you're new to boxing, that being he's a lefty. But those angles are, really pronounced when it's a righty versus a lefty. But when you are fighting someone that's in the same stance if you're both, left-handed and you're fighting in a left-handed stance and that person is changing angles, you can pivot and turn and change, angles with them. And so we'll see if the fact that Errol is a southpaw, the fact that Errol has a really long jab and a snapping, beautiful jab, a long reach, he's a great boxer, puncher. We're going to see if that can negate Pacquiao's footwork. Because I think there's a really good chance that it does. What's Manny really going to do to take Errol's jab away from him? Obviously Manny has that great backhand, that cross, that left hand. And so he can do a couple counters with Errol's jab, but I just think Errol is smarter than that. I don't think Errol, because he's a very aggressive fighter, a lot of people don't give him credit for his mentality, his boxing IQ. He's very cerebral and he makes a lot of adjustments in the ring. So is Pacquiao going to be able, excuse me, is Pacquiao going to be able to, be able to really use the tactics that he's been using for years? Are they going to work the same on Errol Spence? What about Errol Spence's tactics and the fact that he's a vicious body puncher and he likes to continue to wear opponents down? Is that going to work the same on a legend who's been fighting for 30 years in Pacquiao, 8 division world champion? They both have phenomenal stamina, but we have seen Pacquiao fade down the stretch. We've seen Errol get tired a couple times, but Errol, we've seen him close the show a lot of times, come on stronger in the second half of the fight, just like he did with Kell Brook. He was losing that fight. He comes on stronger in the second half. You look at his fight with Sean Porter. Errol comes on strong in the second half. Once he sees what your game plan is, him and Derek James, their ability to adjust on the fly is something that I think is going to make a big difference. And I do think Errol Spence is going to win this fight. I don't know yet that I see him stopping Pacquiao. He would have to put a serious hurting on Pacquiao. I think he would have to come on strong in one of those late to middle rounds, maybe round 8, 9, 10, one of those 3 rounds. Errol coming on stronger and beginning to pour on those body shots and beginning to wear down Pacquiao's guard. Because Pacquiao, we see him do a lot of slips and we see him go into high guard, but Errol loves when you go into high guard. Errol will break your high guard down, because you go into high guard, he's gonna start pounding away at your rib cage. You drop your hands, even if your hands up, he punches through the guard. It don't matter if your hands up. He's okay hitting you right on that forearm, because it's still gonna break you down, and we've seen him do that a lot. So is Pacquiao going to be able to keep this fight in the center of the ring? If Pacquiao's pushed back, Pacquiao's not winning this fight, because Errol is very content with hitting you on the ropes. You could stay there all day and he's just going to wail. He's going to let go of his hands. Errol's not that fighter that holds his punches back and keeps the gun in a holster. No, he's going to fire. And so if I see Errol beating Manny, which I do, I see it. If he were to stop him, it would be in like round, I think, 8, 9, 10. I realistically see him beating Pacquiao by decision, but I think, again, if he doesn't knock him out in 8, 9, 10, I think Errol beats him up in 8, 9, and 10. And then I think if Pacquiao has a shot at winning, is going to be because of his footwork. He was doing beautiful counters. Errol wasn't able to adjust to the speed of Manny. But I just don't see that happening. I think Errol can adjust to the speed. I think Errol has the reach to keep Pacquiao at the end of that stick. And Errol he doesn't mind fighting in close. Errol is a much better inside fighter than Manny is. So I think that Errol has the edge in this fight. But yeah, and a couple other things in the news that we do have to talk about. Let me pull this up. Look at this. This is just some nonsense, just in boxing. I just got to be real here. We got Teofimo Lopez. Now, Teofimo Lopez, this is Mike Coppinger. Shout out to Mike Coppinger. He's great at what he does, boxing reporting for ESPN. Teofimo Lopez and Triller disagree on a planned date and location of the George Kambosos Lightweight Championship. Now, Teofimo, his team is upset because they don't want the fight to be on Australia. Triller, the network that was going to put it on, does. And it's like this. Look, the fight was supposed to happen where y'all wanted it to happen. I think they were going to do it in Miami. And it was going to be on Triller, and Teofimo had all these plans going. He's the A side, but Teofimo contracted COVID. And it's not Triller's fault or George, excuse me, it's not Triller's fault or George Kambosos' fault that you contracted COVID and had to pull out of the fight. And so you would have had it your way. But now that you pulled out, and everybody involved, Triller and George Kambosos, everyone that invested time, money, energy into preparing for this event, you are no longer able to participate on the date. And so don't get upset when they want to renegotiate terms and where the fight is going to be and all these things. It also says a lot that Triller thinks that it's a better financial decision to put the fight on in Australia. It means that the rumors were probably true, that the fight in the event that you guys were going to put on here in the US wasn't selling. The ticket prices dropped. It looked like by 90%, where y'all weren't selling tickets. People weren't trying to show up to this fight. And that also is an indicator that people weren't going to pay for the pay-per-view either. No chance that was going to do over 1 million pay-per-view buys. There's no chance, because who's going to promote it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to outshine Manny Pacquiao. You're going to outshine Canelo Alvarez. You're going to outshine Wilder and Fury. It's not going to happen. And so that fight wasn't doing numbers. And so I personally think that's why it's convenient that, COVID, Tiafimo contracted COVID. And now now that he contracted COVID, they can pretty much hide the fact that tickets weren't selling and that people just weren't really looking for the fight. I was interested in, I thought it was going to be a good fight, but I'm a diehard boxing fan. You know what I'm saying? Casual fans weren't looking for that fight. And barely boxing fans were looking for that fight. And so now, right, you guys see that Tiafimo's team is not happy, right? So let's look. Triller is making plans to stage the rescheduled Teofimo Lopez-George Kambosos undisputed lightweight championship fight October 17th at Bankwest Stadium in Sydney, Australia, hometown of the title challenger. Triller co-founder Ryan Kavanaugh told ESPN this on Friday, but Teofimo's manager, David McWater, told ESPN that they aren't willing to fight in Australia and aren't on board with the fight being pushed to October from the announced rescheduled date of August 14th. Kavanaugh's plan is to hold the fight on that Sunday afternoon in Australia, 38,000 capacity venue, allowing for a primetime Triller Fight Club pay-per-view on Saturday in the U.S. Wow. It's just crazy because Teofimo's dad was talking so much smack about how great the fight was going to do and all the celebrities that were going to come out, how many people were going to buy tickets, how many people were going to buy the pay-per-view. All I'm doing is pointing out the contradiction, and I'm pointing out what happened. There was a lot of smack talk that happened about how great the fight was going to do, and before COVID was the reason that fight wasn't happening, the tickets were dropping crazy in the price. The most expensive tickets dropped from $2,500 a ticket down to $400. That's crazy. $400 is what? A little less than 20%. So the fight dropped by about 80% in value from what they initially valued it as to what it realistically was valued as. They wanted it to be worth this much, but the marketplace decided that it was not worth $2,500 for the most expensive tickets because people were not trying to go to that event. And if you're not thinking clearly, if you are going to take things personally and you don't respect business and you don't respect the marketplace, you get humble because you don't respect it. The same way if somebody off the street who doesn't know how to fight talking smack to Teofimo Lopez, if they step in the ring, they're probably going to get put to sleep because they don't respect it. Well, if you don't respect the business, you're going to get embarrassed by the business. You're going to get you don't respect the marketplace, you're going to get embarrassed by the marketplace. And so this is what happened. Now they're getting embarrassed by the marketplace because you said the fight was going to do one thing, people weren't interested, and now the fight is, not only is it not happening the way you want it, they're trying to move this joint to Australia because they think that people are going to support George Kambosos in Australia more than they're going to support Teofimo Lopez here in the U.S. And look at this article. Triller wants to move Lopez versus Kambosos to Australia. Teofimo Lopez's team said they'd rather vacate the belt. Look at that. So because it's not going their way, they would rather vacate the belt than fight in Australia. It's just right. Look at this. It's the fight that keeps on not giving. It just is what it is, man. You're gonna vacate the belt rather than fight in Australia. You'd rather not be champion. That tells us everything that we need to know, right? That really tells us everything that we need to know. You'd rather not be champion because you want to have it your way, and it proves that y'all don't want to be wrong in terms of how you want this fight to play out. And look, it is what it is. We got so much more to cover. There's so much more news going on in boxing. Thank you so much, everybody who tuned in. And we're just going to keep the content coming, keep the content coming. So we're live every weekday, Monday through Friday, from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We start our show at 12 p.m. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. We want to grow the channel. We need to grow the channel because it can help us continue putting out more and more content. But thanks so much for tuning in. This has been Poke the Bear. Enjoy this Poke the Bear 2-minute feature by Chaz Hoffler. Later.